Game 2, round 2 here in Indianapolis. Big Ten basketball. And the Big Ten basketball tournament is presented by TIAA. 22 hours ago, Northwestern was the first to slap their name on the bracket. And their reward, they get to face John Tonje and the Wisconsin Badgers. Second game of the day, and it features Northwestern, the 13 seed in this Big Ten tournament, against the 5 seed Wisconsin Badgers. You take a look at how we got here. It was the first game of the day yesterday. Northwestern defeated Minnesota to advance. The winner of this game plays UCLA tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the floor along with Stephen Bardo and Rick Pizzo. I'm Guy Haberman. This is the first game like this in the tournament so far, a team that played against a team that hasn't.
You know, and we'll see how Wisconsin will handle this guy. You know that Northwestern's going to have a nice lather. Wisconsin with 10 juniors and seniors, I think they'll be veteran enough to step up to this challenge.
And you know they've been stewing since they lost to Penn State. It cost them a chance at a double bye and a 4 seed, but their leader, John Tonje, has shown all year long that he's a go-to guy.
Oh, John Tonje is one of the most creative scorers in all of college basketball. I was in Madison, Wisconsin when he gave Arizona 41 points. We've seen him hit Pitt for 30+. We've seen him go off during Big Ten conference play. And so this guy can score at all 3 levels. Outstanding three-point shooter, very strong on the drive, gets to the free throw line as well as any guard in college basketball. John Tonje has been a revelation for the Wisconsin Badgers. He's going to need much more of the same here this afternoon.
Well, and he's opposed by the #1 scorer in this league, Nick Martinelli. Brooks Barnhizer goes down. Jalen Leach goes down. And Martinelli just puts this team on his back, and he did it again yesterday against Minnesota.
He was outstanding. 28 points against the Gophers in an assortment of ways, runners, floaters, twisters, all kinds of unorthodox plays made by this young man. And Chris Collins, this may be his best coaching job with Nick Martinelli leading the way for the Northwestern Wildcats. Important game here this afternoon for them.
They've earned themselves a special opportunity. Time now for the starting lineups. Let's take you to the public address announcer, Gene Honda.
Good afternoon and welcome to Game 5 of the 2025 TIAA Big Ten Men's Basketball Tournament. Today's game features the Northwestern Wildcats and the Wisconsin Badgers. It's now time for today's Lock in the Win starting lineups presented by TIAA. At 4 for Northwestern, a 6'7" junior from Glenview, Illinois. Number 2, Nick Martinelli. At 4 for Wisconsin, a 7-foot sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota. Number 31, Nolan Winter. At center for Northwestern, a 7-foot graduate student from Clarkston, Michigan. Number 34, Matthew Nicholson. At forward for Wisconsin, a 7-foot graduate student from Eagan, Minnesota. Number 22, Stephen Powell. At guard for Northwestern, a 6'2" sophomore from Bedford, Massachusetts. Number 11, Jordan Clayton. At guard for Wisconsin, a 6'4" sophomore from Bloomfield, here of Michigan. Number 25, John Blackwell. At guard for Northwestern, a 6'6" junior from Oak Park, Illinois. Number 20, Justin Mullins. At guard for Wisconsin, a 6'4" senior from Neenah, Wisconsin. Number 11, Max Klesmith. At guard for Northwestern, a 6'3" graduate student from Newton, Kansas. Number 3, Ty Berry. And at guard for Wisconsin, a 6'5" graduate student from North Omaha, Nebraska. Number 9, John Tonje. The head coach of Northwestern is Chris Collins. And the head coach of Wisconsin is Greg Gard.
Oh, he does start with a tie. Take a look at the starting lineups. The 10 powered by Ram trucks. Ty Berry had 4 threes in addition to that bracket slap yesterday. And you look at the Wisconsin lineup, a familiar face back in it. Big to have Max Klesmit back in the lineup, Rick Pizzo.
No question about it, Guy. Missed the last couple of weeks with what was designated as a lower body injury. Hasn't had a huge year in terms of stats, but he does give the Badgers another scoring option. Of course, Klesmit missed the regular season loss to Penn State at the end of the regular season, a loss that Greg Gard says his team has now completely flushed. As for Northwestern, coming off the win over Minnesota on Wednesday, Chris Collins says if his team is to beat Wisconsin in this round, they have to do 2 things. 1, play defense like they did in the first half of the first meeting against Wisconsin when they limited the Badgers to just 25 points. And the young guards who played so well against the Gophers have to do the exact same thing today against a stout Badger defense.
They got over that Penn State game in part because Greg Gard didn't let them watch the film. He threw it out. Forget it. It cost them a chance at a double bye, but that's all in the past. Now they play a Northwestern team that's been feeling pretty good lately despite everything they've been through.
Yeah, and I think when you look at this Wisconsin ball club, you got to remember this is a veteran squad that, you know, they've got 10 juniors and seniors that should be able to step up and take advantage of this opportunity.